JWT JSON Web Token for Java. And here is what we have from 1 to 6: JWT header, JWT payload, JWT signature, creating JWT, reading JWT, validating JWT. In this case, we will discuss all these things step by step, and by following this you will understand how JWT works. Here JWT JSON Web Token, it is a popular token based authentication standard, as you know, and it consists of 3 parts separated by dot. We have the header, payload, signature. As you see the structure in the picture, we have HHH, which means the header, the payload, and the signature. The header represents the metadata about the payload, and the payload, it consists of the primary data within the JWT. So the signature, this is the digital encryption to protect the JWT, to ensure that it cannot be changed by the third party. JWT is a very secured way of transmitting information across the web. So let's look at this, how we dealt with the JWT for Java. So here are we now. Let's create a new project, and we will create just Maven project, in this case not Spring Boot projects as we usually do. And let's go to new, to project. So we will choose Maven project. After choosing the Maven project, then we will just click here, create from the archetype. So here is the archetype, and let's look at for the quick start. So here is the quick start, and then let's click next. So here we will provide the group ID and artifact. So I will just name these coding techniques, the name of this channel, and then so let me have this as just JWT tutorial, and I will add T here. So then let's click next, next, then next, finish. And it is asking if we will create this in this window, so let's click OK. So now import the changes. Here is our project, so JWT tutorial, and you see here is the project running. Let me open this bar. So you see here is the project running, though it is finished. Let me check the, so you see we will have the app.java here, and when we click, here is the public class with the name app, and we have public static void method, and inside this we will write the code for our tutorial. And let me just remove this and then make OK. So now let's run this project and confirm that everything is working. So run. OK. So let me import the changes before the project is not yet ready. Let me run the app. Okay, so here is the project is ready. Now if we have hello world here, then we will go and continue with the code. So we are having this warning, but you see we have hello world. Okay, so now the next thing we will do is to add the dependencies for the JWT. Okay, so let's do this together. Okay, now to add the dependency, let's go to the pom.xml file. So we have this pom.xml, and here is where we will add the dependency. Within this, we have only one dependency here for JUnit. So to add the dependency for JWT, which is Java JWT, we will I have the file here with all the dependency, and I will add this to my repository, and I will add the link below this video. So let me copy this. Here is the dependency, and then let's add the dependency in our pom.xml. So paste it here, and you see, let me import the changes. So by adding this dependency, it is resolving the dependency. By adding this dependency, we will have access to the library for JWT, Java JWT. We will have access to the classes. Okay, now the next thing we will do is to start writing the code. So let's go back to the app. Okay, and let me delete these. First, we talk about the header. So the header, we used to store the metadata about the payload. Okay, now let me add a header, just a string. Let me name this header equal to. So I will add the header here, and it will come in form of, let me add the comment here to show an example in form of something like this, which is JSON, and we will have ALG means the algorithm, and then we will add the value. This is the key, and the one I will add now is the value. The algorithm, let me just say that HS256. Okay, and the algorithm can be known as well. So let me add the HS256 like this. Okay, now we will add this inside our string, but to add this inside the string, we need the backslash. Okay, so backslash each and everywhere we have this double quotation. Okay, now let me add the backslash, and then we have another here. Let me add the backslash. We also have this. We also have this backslash. Okay, before we add it to our string. Now let me copy this and add it here. Okay, so it added automatically. It added another backslash after my own that I just add. Let me just remove these and add so it will automatically add the backslash. Let me copy, and so you see we have something like this. Okay, now it is okay. The next thing we will do is to add the payload. So this is the header, and this tells us about the payload, which is the algorithm is HS256, and we will add more header here by just having comma and then writing some header here, but this is okay for the example that I am showing now. Now let me add the payload. We have string payload. Let's see, the string payload equal to, and this payload I will just add a subject like this. Let me add say the email and have my email here, Aliyu Sahabo Adam. Okay, so at gmail.com. So now let me have a, we will add this to, okay, now we have this header and payload. We need to get the byte of the header and as well as the payload before we encode it to base64. Encoding to base64 required that we have the string as byte so that it encode it as it will be compatible with ASCII. Now let's get the byte of this, but before then let me just add string encoded header face. So we will encode this to base64 before we will get the byte, and let me simply add, you call base64, and we have the base64 from the Java util, and we will use this, and we will have get URL encoder, and we will call another method without padding. So normally when encoding we add this without padding because at the end of the character it adds equal to, so that it will be multiple of 4. So this equal to is not part of the characters, it's just added so that it will be multiple of 4. So we will use the without padding to remove it, and then we will also call the encode to string, and here is where we will call our header inside this method encode to string. So let me call the header, and as we said that we will get the byte. Okay, and we will add the char set as the UTF-8. So this is what we will have here, and let's save the changes. We are having the error, we have usage as documented since. So let me set this level to 8. Okay, so it go, and let me check for this and add exception to this method signature, unsupported encoding exception, in case we will have unsupported encoding exception when encoding. Now let me widen the screen for the payload. So for the payload we will just change this to encoded payload, and then we will have these change to payload. So now we encode the payload and we also encoded the header. The next thing we will do is to add this together, and let's have the string concatenate equal to, we will add the encoded header face followed by the, now let me add plus here, we have dot here, so plus encoded payload. So in this case we have just the header and the payload. So let me print this, concatenate, and see what we have. Okay, so we have the header and the payload run up. So it is running. We will see the output. So here is what we have so far. We have the encoded header and the encoded payload, and here is the dot we have between. So this is how the data is represented, but in this case we doesn't have the signature. We doesn't talk about the keys that we will use to sign and verify. If we send it to another person, so he need this key to verify it. As we said, it cannot be altered by the third party. So the last thing we need here is signature, and this, the one that we provided here, it has no security because it doesn't have the signature. Okay, now the next thing we will do is to have the signature for this, and let's do this together next. Okay, now that we have created the encoded header, encoded payload, what is remaining is the signature, and this is unprotected JWT because it has no signature. As I show you earlier in the pictures, we have something of pattern like this. First it started with the header, then payload, then signature, and here in our case we only have this without signature. And to create the signature, we first need a key. So there are online key generators that we have. One of these is the tools key CDN. You can add value and generate some keys of your algorithm you need, but in this case I will just go with the provided JWT, so which is Java JWT. Okay, we have a class secret key, and it will generate it using, we have this class JWTs, and when we access this we have signature, and when we have this we have HS256. You will choose, there are so many algorithms here, and when you will have the key dot build. So we generated this, and here is our key now. So now we have key. What is remaining? So we need this key to have some relation with our concatenate encoded header and the encoded payload. So how is this possible? So we need to create a class, and in this class we will have a method that will do this work. And let me have a new class and then call it key properties. Okay, let's call it, and we need a public static of byte array, because this will return a byte array, and then let's just name it hmark 256. So, and we need to pass a parameter of secret key, our key, and then string, which is concatenate that we have, and then followed by this is the body of the method. And the first thing we need to do is that we have a mark class, which is message authentication code, and in this class we will call the constructor using the mark.get instance, and we will pass the algorithm that we need, and this is part of the key creation and generation signing. So let me have the h mark followed by SHA 256. If you have an error passing this, you will have your JWT not verify or not even sign, and this will have to throw an exception. And let me click this, and I want it to, so it throw no such algorithm exception. Let me just throw it no such algorithm exception. Okay, it is this. So we have this, and we also need a secret key spec class which we will pass the key and the algorithm. Secret key spec, and here is the class. So secret key spec, and then we need a new, and followed by this is used for constructing the key. So we will pass the parameter of the key.get, so not algorithm encoded. So we need .key.get encoded. Here is the method. It will provide the byte representation of the key. So, and we also will pass this hmark, and we are saying that the key that we just provide is of hmark 256, as simple as this. And then we call the key encoded, which retrieve the encoded key with the byte representation here. Okay, so, and we also have this algorithm which specify the algorithm we use. Okay, next thing we will do is we will call the mark init and pass the secret key. So this will also throw an exception. Let us see, invalid key exception. So, and we will pass this. Let me just break down invalid key exception, as simple as this. And let's go to our code. We said that this method mark init is used to initialize the mark object with secret key, so that you will use the key for generating the message. As I said, this MAC means the message authentication code. Okay, so now the last thing we will do is for the final computation, we call the do final. Okay, so we need call this as hash followed by what we need the mark dot, we will call the do final and pass our concatenate. That is the message that we want to sign or verify. Concatenate.get byte. Okay, now this will just get the byte. Okay, so this method will return hash, and this is okay for what we need here. Okay, so let's go back to the app, and we have our signature. Let me add the signature here, and it is type of byte array. So let me call this signature, and don't forget that we need to encode this to base64 as well, but for now let me call the method key properties dot h mark. So first let's check, we will pass the key first and the concatenate string second, and this is not the final. We have the signature here, we have encoded payload, at the above we have encoded header, and as well this will also be encoded. So we need a string encoded signature, okay, equal to what? So we will call the base64 Java util dot URL encoder without padding. We don't need without padding, and then we will also create encode to string. So here we will pass the signature. The signature is already a byte. We don't need to call the get byte as we did here. So now we have encoded signature, payload, and then header. So now let's add these together to see what we have, and I will just add this below this one. But before then, let us have a string. This is now a JWT Java Web Token, a JSON Web Token. So let us call the concatenate and then dot. So we need encoded signature. We need a close, then encoded signature. Okay, so let's duplicate these to print. Okay, JWT. So let us run this and see. So here is the first one that we have, which doesn't have the signature. And here is the second one with the signature. You see we have 2 dot, which is the header, payload, and the signature. So how will we confirm the signature that we have will be verified by the key? So we need, let's try to verify it and see if we are on the right track. So we will now verify this to get the payload. So if you send this to another person, he needs this key that we just added to verify this. So let's try to verify it using the claim. So claim equal to, we call the JWTs dot, then we call what? So parser. This is used to on when we will verifying with the key. So we call this method which we use for verification. Okay, so the next thing is we will call the build, and then what next? We will also call the pass sign claims. Now we will be passing our JWT because it needs the key and the JWT. So we pass the key, we pass the JWT. Now what remain is to get the payload. So now we will print this to see if what we are working on is right, what the key that we generated, just the method that we did is working right. Okay, now let me call this method and see if you will have this verified. Let us run the project. Sorry. Okay, so the project, we have it verified. Yes, so our method works correctly and we have this verified. You see, we just printed the claims, we sign and both verify. By now you have learned how this works, but to be sincere, this is very complex way of representing this JWT. So Java provided some classes, and what I will show you next is the classes that we don't need this long code to have this done. So the next thing we will do is I will show you how this class works. Okay, now having worked out this successfully, as I said earlier, let us show how we can use a very simple way. So I will lead this code. So I will change it to a different class. Okay, so I added it here, and let me just comment the code. Okay, so now I will show you how we can use this in a very simple way. So now first let's start with the building the JWT. So using the JWT builder. So before then, let's deal with the key. In case you may have a key in a string, so let me set something like this: string key. Let me just leave it as key. So, and you may have difficulties passing this key and it will not work, so you need to change it to the way that you need to convert it to the secret key. So first let me show you how to do this. Let's go to the key generator and let me just type my email here, and you have to provide something very, not just email. Okay, so and here is what it generated, and let's go back to the, so let me add this here. In case you are having your key something like this and you need to convert it to the secret key, so let me comment this out. So and then have another secret key, name it key equal to, first we need to convert this. Okay, so to convert this we will call the key class, which is keys dot hmark key 4, and we will call the decoders dot base 64 URL dot decode, and then we pass the key here. So and you will use this as your key. So this is just an example in case you may have this. And first let me remove this. Okay, so and we doesn't need this as well. This is just for example. So and let's bring back our key. So now I will show you how to build the JWT. Now we need to just call we need a JWTs dot, so here we will call the builder, and then what next, first we can have the header. So let me drop down this So we add the information about the header in a key value pair, and this will give us the ability to do this. First we add the algorithm, so, and then we add the value, which is HS256, and then we will also create the, let me just add another head at, so I mistakenly close this, and we will call the add method again, pass the, let's say, type, and the type of the token is JWT. Okay, so, and the method we will call is AND to continue. Then let's call sign with key. We need a key to sign this, so we pass our key. So, and then we also, if you can pass issuer, then we will pass name, someone who issued the key, in this case coding techniques. Okay, we will also need a issue date. They said issue at the time issued. So to pass this time issued, let me just use the system current millis and pass the date class, and I will use the long. Let me name the variable as current millis, so equal to system dot current time millis, and in this we will pass a new date, yes, and let me pass the current millis, so as the issue date, which is now. And in the case of expiration, we also have the key will expire. Maybe you will add the time yourself, so the time validity. So to add the time validity, let's go back to and add a token validity time. So this will also be long. Let me name it time validity for token. So it better to name a long variable understandable than a short one. So I will use the time unit class, and then call the minute. So we have minute to millis, we'll call to millis. So if we pass 30 here, so it means 30 minutes, it is converting it to millis. So on how we will add this, we will just go to the expiration and pass the date class, which is new date, and first we will pass the current millis plus, which is now plus the 30 minutes, and let me check the time validity token. So that is what we have, and we will also pass the claim, the payload. So maybe in that case we have an email, let me just have a username and pass my name. So let me have my name here, Aliyu. So, and then let me call the compact. Okay, now we finish creating the token, and let me store it on the string. So I will just call it token create or created. So we created token equal to this. We just create token. So now what we will do next is to create a method to verify the token, for verifying the tokens. This is supposed to be method, but we are just having this. And let me just create a method, a class, sorry, new Java class JWT util. So, and let me have a method public string create token, and then we will pass this. Okay, so let's go back to the app, JWT, and then okay, here we doesn't have key. Let me bring the key and the, so it better in a class like this JWT. So we have all that we need here. Okay, so in this case we are passing this, but this is supposed to be, we pass it through the, this will return and string. I will pass the username from here. When we pass my name here, so that means the username, we will pass any name. So now it is better, and let's create a method to verify it. So public, and this will be of type claims, verify JWTs, and this will receive the token. To verify, you need the token, so string token, and then, so what next? So let's have the first JWT parser as we did earlier. Okay, verify with, we'll pass the key, and then as well we also need the build, and then we need the token pass sign claims, which is the token, and then get payload. So you see, this is the easier way of creating, and this will return, so as simple as this. So we have verified JWTs, and the last thing we need is the code that will check the validity. Public boolean check validity, check validity, So, and in this case we will also pass the string to see if it is valid. Token. So we will return the verified JWTs. We pass the token dot. This is the method that we just created. Okay, it will return what we pass. It will return the payload. If then we will check the get expiration method dot after. We will pass the new date current time millis, which is after now. Current time millis. So here we create a check validity, verify the JWTs, and then we build the JWT, which is creating token. So what is remaining now is to test this, and where we will test this is here. Okay, so now let's create an object face. We need a JWT util JWT equal to new JWT. Let us say the create face JWT dot create token, and here I will pass my name Aliyu. It is better like this. So this will return a token. Let me token string of type string. So before going further, let's print this and see what we have. It will create or not. So I am trying to, okay, so we have the token, and here is the token, here is the first dot, the second dot. Okay, so now it created the token. Now let's call the verify and in JWT util dot verify this token. We will pass the token here. Let's see if it will verify it. And what next? We will store this and the claim equal this. So let's try to print this as well. Claim. We are testing the method step by step. Okay, print this. And let's see, you see we have all the username, the expiration, and then we have number I80, I don't know what, issued by, you see we have here coding techniques. Okay, so this I80 I think is issue at that we have passed, and here it is issue at I80. Okay, so now it works at what of the remaining is the, we will check the last method. So let me call the JWT dot check validity. So in this check validity, I just passed the sentence, the wrong spelling, and you can correct it. Okay, here it is. So we will pass the token, so and it will check the validity. let's store this in the boolean validity. So, and let's print this as well. So validity, so it will return true if it is valid, false if it is not. Let's run our app. Okay, it is true, it is not valid. And this is what we have built so far, and it comes to the end of this tutorial, and I hope you will join the second series of the JWT, which is my next tutorial on the JWT. I will provide how we can use the JWT for authentication in Spring Boot. So thank you for watching, and I hope you will subscribe this channel for more videos on Java, Spring Boot, and some other framework. Thank you.